1 on 1.7. It says you have a rational function f, which is this one. K is a positive integer. Integer are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, or 0. It can also be negative, but in this case, they just tell me it's got to be a positive integer. So the number can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay? Which of the following value of k will the graph have a horizontal asymptote at y equal to 0? So I want to know what can k be. So what if I don't know, I'm just going to plug in k and check each one. Are you guys good? So this is what I got. If k is 2, so I'm going to check a first. Then I'm going to get x squared, right? And then this is x minus 1, x plus 3. Are you okay? Yes? Now, do you guys remember that when we look at asymptote, we have to look at the leading terms? Yes? So let me ask you this. If this is my factors, what's the leading terms? So let me give you an example. For the denominator, if I look at this polynomial, the leading term is x to the 5th. You guys good? Because it's the term with the highest exponent. So now, this is not in standard form because it's in factor form, right? You need to make sure it's in standard form. That means you have to multiply. Are you guys good? But we don't have time to multiply all of them. All we need is just the first term. So I'm going to ask you again. What's the leading terms for the top? X to the 4th. How do I get that? Because x squared times x is x to the 4th. And that's all I need. Is that okay? Now, what if I have a number in front? Then you got to take the number with you. All right? But that's what I have. And then the leading term on the bottom is x to the 5th. Now, if I simplify that, you guys agree with me, I have 1 over x. Yeah? So now, if x go to infinity, what is 1 divided by x equals to? It's going to approach 0. Yes? And if it's approach 0, that's your horizontal asymptote right there. As long as it gives you a number, that's the horizontal asymptote. How you doing? No. What? Are you guys good? Now, I'm going to do B for you as well. This is B. We're going to try B and see why that does not give you a horizontal asymptote of y equal to 0. Are you guys good? So you can see the difference, okay? So A is true, okay? So A is the answer. But let's check out B. B says K is going to be 3. So I have x cubed times x minus 1, x plus 3, okay? On the bottom, my leading term is still x to the 5th. So now I'm going to ask you the same question. What is the leading term on the numerator? X to the 5th. And then on the bottom, I also have x to the 5th. So you guys agree with me that when I divide this, I'll get 1. You guys see that? That means my horizontal asymptote is y equal to 1 and not 0. So that's why B is out. Does that make sense? Question. Are we good? Okay. We are going to take a look at number 3. Shh. Number 3. Now it says, the function h is given by this expression. Which of the following statement is true? So now I got to look at the statement. But if you look at all 4, it says h is equivalent to. Equivalent means they're the same. Are you guys good? So h, they says, is the same. This is h. H is the same as this one, this one, this one, or this one. You guys see that? Now, that gives me a hint. This tells me that, okay, somehow I need to rewrite this into one of these. You guys see that? If you look at A, B, and D, do you guys see that you only have one fraction? You guys see that? This is 2 fraction. So here's a fraction, here's a fraction. You guys see that? But when you look at A, B, and D, you only have 1. So that's give you a hint. You need to combine them together. In other words, you got to subtract these for me. Combine them. So let's go back and review this first. If I have a fraction, let's say 1/3, and I subtract that to 1/2, how do I subtract? I need to get a common denominator. Are you guys okay? And in this case, the common denominator is 6. By multiply 2 here and multiply 3 here. Are you guys good? And that's what you have to do if you have to subtract fraction. So now, with that says, we're going to take a look at function h. Write small, maybe, I don't know. Find some place to write, okay? Or use a Post-it, or get a binder paper. So this is what I got. I have 2x cubed plus x over x plus 3. Leave some space, minus 4 over x plus 1. You're going to see that this is my denominator, x plus 3 and x plus 1. Oh, minus 1. Hey. Minus 1. So my common denominator is going to be both of them. Are you guys good? So that must mean I need to multiply this by x minus 1. And I must multiply this by x plus 3. Like so. Are you guys good? Yes? So if I multiply that and I look at my answer choices, I'm thinking this have to be the x squared terms because x times x is already x squared. You guys see that? So now I'm going to multiply this. So watch how I multiply. Look up. Look, please. X times x is x squared. This gives me 3x. This gives me negative 1x. So when I combine, that is a positive 2x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. You guys see that? Yes? Now, for the top, so that's based on that, I know C and D are out. Because my denominator is not the same. My denominator should be this. Now, I have these two. So I need to make sure to multiply this out and then see which one is my answer. Do you guys see that? All right, let's multiply. 2x cubed times x is 2x to the 4th. 2x cubed times negative 1 is negative 2x cubed. You guys get? Now, this is a negative 4, people. That's a negative 4. Distribute that in. So that's negative 4x. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. There is no like term for me to combine. So based on that, my answer should be A. Are you guys good? Yes? Now let's read on because it has a second part. This is equivalent to function h and has the same end behavior as that of the graph of 2x squared. Now, is that true? Or what the heck does that mean? Well, if I look at the leading terms, I have 2x to the 4th divided by x squared. Then if I clean this up, you guys agree with me, I will have 2x squared. Yes? Now, I know what this looks like. This is a parabola that's open up. You guys see that? This is 2x squared. So what this tells me is that this function h right here, this function, will have the same end behavior as this one. Do we agree? That's what it means. Is that good? Now, let me give you an answer for the test. Because you're going to have a test once we finished Unit 1. Okay? On the test, I'm going to give you something like this. And I'm going to say, which of the following has the same end behavior as this graph? Is that okay? I'm going to give you this choice. Let's see, what choice do I want to give? I'm going to say 2x. I'm going to say x squared. I'm going to say x to the 4th. And I'm going to say x cubed. Which one should you choose? Which one? B. You should choose B. Now, if you like Michelle, there's no 2 in front of it. No. What does this shape look like? It looks like this. Isn't this end behavior the same as this one? Whether it has a 2 in front or not doesn't matter because the parabola still opens up. You guys see that? Yes? I might give you something like this just so that I can check your understanding. Now you have a 2, but you have a negative there. Is that your answer? No, because that parabola, while it has the 2 and the x squared, is negative. That means it's open down. Do you guys see that? But the one that you have to open up. Do you guys see that? So don't be fooled because it looks the same, but it has some extra piece to it. Don't choose that one. Are we good? So choose the one that have the same end behavior. Yes?
What about C? Wouldn't it also have the same end behavior?
No. Well, actually, it is true. That's a bad example then. It does have the same end behavior, but then we want to, I guess, I would choose, no, I don't want to write 4. I might change that to a 5. Because you're right, x to the 4th is the same end behavior. Good. There you go. That's also the same end behavior. Good job. Good job. All right. Now, we are going to move on to the next one. Go to 1.8. This is notes. I think it's I haven't issued it yet, but I think it's going to be next year.
But x to the 4 is also this action and this action.
But then if it's positive x to the 4, like Kevin said, it's going to be positive. If it's negative x to the 4, that's when it's open down. Because it's an even function, so it's either both ends go up or both ends go down. Only if it's an odd, that's when it goes this way, up and down. All right. Shh. Here we go. We only have time to do one example, and that's it. But I want to show you how to put everything together, okay? All right, let's talk about this one. You're going to need a highlighter. Highlight it. Let's go, people.